Hello everyone, this is Derek. Today we're going to take a look at the game Omega Quintet for the PlayStation 4. This is a anime-style JRPG, and as far as I know, as of right now, it's the only anime-style JRPG on the PlayStation 4, as far as I'm aware of. At least it's got a major release. There may be some indie ones I'm not familiar with, but I want to just kind of give you an overview of the game to let you kind of see what it looks like and how it plays. I'm actually really having a good time with it. It's a lot of fun, but it's definitely full of the anime tropes, so it may or may not be up your alley depending on what you like, but let's take a look at it. So here we are in the main hub office, and this is the character that you play as, who is the manager of the girls. You actually, it's got a really kind of a fun storyline. There's this evil presence called the Blair that's taking over the world, and in typical JRPG fashion, the only way that it can be overcome is through cute anime girls singing and dancing. So it's definitely got some quirks to it, but I'm really having a good time with it. So in here, this is where you can access your missions, which is over here by this console here. This is where you can do the workshop to repair your equipment can take damage, and you repair that. You can also create new upgrades and things for your equipment. You can use some coins that you get in here to buy certain just odds and ends collections. Nothing I don't think that really applies to too much of the direct gameplay, but more if you're just interested in collecting things. This is a training facility where you can go and practice combat. One of the interesting things, and I might do a video on this on its own, is the PVS system, which I don't remember what that stands for, but it's basically you make a music video for the girls, so that they have songs and you go through, and it's really pretty entertaining. It's actually can be kind of fun because you're going through, you're assigning the dance moves, the camera angles, all this stuff for each different part of the song. So it's really cool. I'll get into a video, I think, on that by itself. But let's take a look here at some of the combat and how you interact. So when we leave the office, we are presented with a world map that you can select different things. So let's just go ahead and get into, let's go to the verdant green belt here. Let's go here, I guess. So these are just different entrances into this area, and we'll take a look at how the game itself plays. Okay, so while you're in the actual dungeon worlds or the combat areas, you have your character, the little guy that we were looking at earlier. He is a part of this group, but you're really mostly playing as the the 5 girls in the that are the dancing girls, the anime magical girls type thing. So, but you can also use the manager. His name is Takt. He comes into play in combat too, but he's just not, you don't directly control him in the same way. So as you can see, we've got monsters on the screen here that we can attack. You have an attack like this, that if you can hit the monster with that beforehand, before they actually touch you, then you can get a special, like a surprise attack, which actually really isn't that hard. And it's odd that they call it a surprise attack, because even if the monster is alerted to your presence and you hit it, it still considers it a surprise attack. So let's go up here and hit this guy. Okay. See, surprise attack. So now we've got our combat screen, and you can move around. There's also some different types of camera angles that you can get depending on how you like it. So if you look up at the upper left, it has attack 3. So as you build proficiencies with different weapon types, you will gain additional attacks. So I can hit attack and then select my enemy. Now the different colored lines on the bottom there, what that means is basically the likelihood that you'll hit. So these guys, based on her weapon type, the guys in the back that are in red, it's going to be a little bit harder for her to hit. She may not do as much damage. You can see that attack modifier there is what is in red. And in here, it's when the blue, it's going to be a lot easier for her to attack. So let's go ahead and select to attack this guy. And then, as you'll see, we just use one. So we actually, one of the attack numbers up there has gone down. We can actually do a few more abilities here. So let's do a skill. There are 2 different types of skills. You have energy type and mic skills. The mic is basically their weapon, kind of sticking with the singing group theme. So let's take a look at, we've got different elemental types, and when we look at the enemy, you'll see on the right side of his Blair data, it has numbers, and these are the different, the higher the number, the more damage he'll take from the different energy types. So it looks like the green one there is the highest, which is wind, so let's do a wind attack. Razor's Edge, we'll do Razor's Edge on him. Actually, let's do Spear Storm, because as you can see, there are also a few abilities that will attack in rows or in circles, different area of effect kind of thing. So this one will actually be attacking both of these guys. This guy doesn't take as much damage from water, but still, or from the wind, but might as well attack him anyway. And then the last one, let's do one of the Mike skills. Let's do a Brio Blast, which is a circle, so you can see anything in that circle is going to get attacked. So let's do that, and there we go. Okay, so now we're on to our next character. In addition to just the regular standard attacks, you also have a thing called Harmonics, which when you do that, it was going to use, we'll give a thing that says Tox Action Count 5. So if you look down on the lower left, we've got on the character Atoha, you'll see there's a little portrait inside hers there of the guy, and that's who we were attacking with. He's got 10 basically moves per combat. So if you can actually use him to attack, which will use up one of those. You can use him to defend the particular girl that he is paired with. Right now he's paired with a Toha, so anybody that attacks a Toha, I can choose to have him take a lot of the damage for her. Or I can use 5 of these to activate the Harmonics. In the game, if you do a certain amount of damage, you can do something called an overkill to an enemy, and that will reset those 10, but for the most part, I really haven't come across them. But a lot of times in your regular combat, I don't run through all 10 of them. In boss fights, I do get closer to that. So but let's go ahead and activate the Harmonics. So what this does is this allows us now to switch back and forth between the different girls who have not yet gone this turn, and it will we can actually start chaining together abilities. So let's take a look here. If we go to skill, if we click on the square button, we'll see we have some different chain abilities that are going to do things where they're going to combine abilities of the different girls. Now, we can only use the 4 here because we've already used that one girl. She's already gone this round, but that's all right. We'll have plenty. So let's do this. So we're going to have Burning Blade for her, Razor's Edge, and Condemnation. And we're going to do that on this guy, and then we'll have just her attack and let's have her do our Light Crest ability, because that's a pretty cool one. Let's do this guy. Probably gonna like really just destroy this whole thing, but skill. Let's see. We'll just take a look at a couple other different skills here. So you can really set this thing up to really decimate the enemies. Okay, so here we go. One thing I like about the game is a lot of the abilities are very flashy and kind of exciting to watch. It's really cool. So now you'll see on the attack in the upper left, when you kill an enemy with your attacks, that number will go up. So the next round, you'll actually have an extra ability or an extra move if you've killed someone in the round before. So it is kind of nice to see that build up. So let's just do a bunch of attacks here.
Disappear.
There we go.
Purging of the Blair complete.
So one thing I didn't really show is the way that the manager, the guy character, helps too. So let's just do another fight here. Do some of my area effect. Monsters are quite a bit lower level than I am. Let's just have her defend, because I want to get to the...
Me?
Okay, so here's the character that is paired with Takt. So you'll notice when I hit attack, when the actual attack starts, there's going to be a little button prompt called Pursuit that pops up. And if you click that in time, then he will do an attack. What is also nice is on the right side of the screen you can see the action order. A lot of times he will push back the enemies so they attack later in the turn, so that also can kind of help you strategically work that out. And the defense works the same way. When an enemy is attacking the paired character, you have a limited time to click the button to get his defense up. So let's just go ahead and do this.
What about now?
And here he comes.
Why you? I'll go too. How's this?
And it just gives a little extra
What about
attack.
now? There.
Here! I did well, right?
So that's pretty much the basics of the game. There are a couple of other things I have. It's still unlocking new things. I'm about maybe 17 hours into the game. There's still a lot of new things that keep popping up that are introduced as new tutorials and things. So it's definitely keeping me on my toes and adding a lot of stuff to it. I'm actually really having a lot of fun. As you can see, one of the big criticisms I have is a lot of the environments, the graphics just aren't very detailed. It looks kind of bland. But in combat, I think that the different abilities are a lot of fun to see, and it is a very entertaining game to look at from a combat standpoint. One other thing I have to show too, because this struck me as funny, is so if you try to pan the camera to look under the girl's skirt, if you're a perv, then she will call you out on it. So. I just think that it cracks me up. And you can, of course, oops, not what I wanted here. You can switch the party leader so that you can play as the other characters. Let's see, how do I do this? Yeah, okay. So you can, if you like, look at the other character, but each one has their own
What exactly are you doing?
dialogue for that. So I just think that was funny. And I mentioned that to my girlfriend, and she's like, well, wait a minute, how did you figure that out? Were you trying to look up their skirts? And it's like, well, no, I just actually sort of angled the camera to look up at something and didn't realize it, but I did get quite a kick out of it. I thought that was pretty funny. So that is Omega Quintet. When I'm finished with it, I will do a full review. I am having a lot of fun with it, and so far I would definitely recommend it to anybody that likes this style of RPG. I think it's a good game so far. And again, I do want to do a whole video on the video section, because that's pretty fun. It's a pretty neat little system. All right, well, thanks so much for watching.